Hello everybody, we'll be doing the Draven Caitlyn guide. We'll be covering the deck list, Mulligan, and general matchups in the current meta. So, in terms of list and changes, so the first common question, why no Ezreal?
Hey, your loss! But I get it.
Ezreal is a tempo loss play, Caitlyn is a tempo gain play, and this is now more of a control deck, not a slow burn deck. You can adjust your game plan based on the draws and or your opener, because now we added Mystic Shots on top. In the previous version it was removed. Caitlyn is a far superior play on turn 3 to the Ezreal. Ezreal is a better late game tool, but again, we are looking to improve our early game, and because late game is already fine due to the how strong Lost Soul is. So, for early game, we have Spider, Poro Cannon. Poro Cannon on the Lost Soul is a very strong play, gives you the cheap blockers the deck struggles with, and gives you the extra blockers, which is very, very important. So yeah, Poro Cannons on the Lost Soul, House Spider for the early game. The thing is now, we don't have that good of a free drop that we can just drop and sacrifice in, because all our units want to attack usually. So, Archivist is an okay drop to just drop it down and suck it in, same with Dredger, but those usually we want to attack in. In the matchups where opponent can just burn us down, unfortunately we have to trade Caitlyn and Draven, unless we are racing. The new addition to the deck is like Aluf, Samphiums. Samphiums could be free of, depends what do you face on the ladder. Aluf is amazing to remove opponent's win con and also cycle your deck, and trades 2 for 1 usually. With the opponent, and yeah, I prefer Caitlyn. Flash bombs are insane this meta. Set up the Flock, set up a Scorched Earth, set up other removal, just straight up kill unit. Like, this is the prime target opponent needs to remove, so it's a very, very strong card. Cards you always keep, basically. Lost Soul in opener, Tribeam. Tribeam is 90% of the keep. Caitlyn, pretty much always a keep. Beam, always a keep. House Spider against only against the matchups where you need to play, when you need blockers, just to not die early. If you don't need House Spider early, Mulligan it away. Draven is not always a keep anymore. It's better to keep Caitlyn over Draven. So let's say if your hand is like Lost Soul, Draven, Caitlyn, a Mystic Shot. I would Mulligan away Draven and Mystic Shot in the certain matchups just to find the Tribeam to stack it up. Let's say against GP Sedge. I would not be keeping Draven at all in my opener in this case scenario. Well, because you are also looking for like House Spider, just early blockers so they don't build up, level up too fast. Alright, so the overall game plan is to just build up the tempo and mid-game get the value with the Lost Soul. And like at the turn 7-8, there is a time to play Tribeam to start swinging to opponent's face. You don't have to rush opponent down because you have so much value with Lost Soul that you can just play it slowly. Yeah, if the opponent runs like let's say you play against Targon that has a lot of invokes, which is like Equinox, they play Hush, then that could be not the case, and you might be looking to close the game earlier than later. But this is a very rare case. So the mainly like the deck counters against Nami, you have with this version you have at least 60% from my playtest. Against GPTF, the Bundle City, you have 40% with this version, which is one of the worst matchups. Overall, the fast burn Noxus, PNZ are the problem because of our early game. In these matchups, you are looking for early House Spider, Poro Cannon, just those cheap blockers so you can stabilize in. Yeah. You are very favorite into all the Poppy, Rally decks, Damacia decks. You just run over them. The deck was designed to just beat them down, where they can't really do much anything. You have so much removal and they have only little threats. Alright, in terms of at what stacks do you want to play Tribeam? It's actually very matchup dependent, because if you play, let's say, against Sion Draven, it's a heavily unfavored matchup. You might be wanting to go for the like uber high roll to beat them, so stuff like 9 cost Bright Steel formation, 10 cost Citria, 8 cost potentially Leviathan, Grandfather Ramul if when you are swinging, so it has overwhelm, it has spell shield. Like, again, you have to recognize what's your best chance to win, and you sometimes might need to want to hold on to that before you before play it in the unfavorite matchups. Against favorite matchups, you just hold it for their main threat and you don't have to rush it. Also, keep in mind to keep. It's very important against Aluv matchups, if the matchups are slow, to keep Lost Soul in hand when your Tribeam is already stacked, to protect Tribeam from getting discarded. Best case scenario, you have double Lost Soul and you just keep discarding one and you keep second one as a protection. Alternative, if you have to play Lost Soul because you can't really play around Aluf, what you can do, you can keep 6 mana when opponent has 4 mana, 4 unit mana. You can keep Beam as a protection for Tribeam. So you basically have to float 6 mana and the opponent has to float 4 unit mana. So it's pretty okay trade if you as an alternative, but it's very important to protect your Tribeam in the matchups where you need it stacked. Yeah, and those are basically the basics. Like we might be getting a patch to and the Lost Soul might be nerfed, so I'll be updating the guide if anything changes. But for now, those are the most important things you need to know about the deck. So, hope you're gonna enjoy it. It's not the best ladder deck, but it's insane tournament deck. Because there are too many counters to this right now, but for the tournament, for the gauntlet, it's one of the best decks to bring. Strongly recommend it. Hope you're gonna enjoy playing it. Cheers, guys. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video and let us know what you think about that one. Kurwa mać!